In this lesson, you will learn what a recommendation system is and how to build one in Python. Recommendation system in Python. Learn how to build simple recommendation models that suggest items for users. Recommendation systems are used by companies like Netflix, Amazon, and YouTube. You will discover the basic logic of machine learning for making personalized suggestions. This topic matters because smart recommendations help users find what they need quickly. Let us get started with data and a real example. Running the cell now. We will start by getting the data ready for our recommendation analysis. We will use a real-world ratings dataset, widely used for experimenting with movie recommendation systems. Real-world dataset, MovieLens. We use the MovieLens ratings dataset, a classic source for building and testing recommender systems. It contains user IDs, movie IDs, and ratings from real people. This is similar to how Netflix tracks what shows you like. Running the cell now. Let us see how to load the data in Python. First, let us make our notebook easier to read by hiding warning messages. This line is a comment explaining the purpose of the next code line. This line imports the warnings module and tells Python to ignore all warnings. Import numpy as np. We set the random seed to 42 for reproducibility. Running the cell now. This code sets up the environment to ensure reproducible results by fixing the random seed and suppressing warnings for cleaner output. Although it produces no visible output, this step is crucial in preparing the dataset for consistent, reliable analysis and model building later in the MovieLens recommender system workflow. With warnings hidden, you are safe from seeing confusing technical alerts as you learn. Let us load the MovieLens dataset, which has user ratings for movies. Data setup. We import pandas, zip file, requests, and I/O to handle data loading. We set a public URL for downloading the MovieLens zip file. We download the zip file directly into memory. We open the zip file without saving it on disk. We read the rating CSV file from inside the zip. We print the shape to see how many rows and columns there are. We preview the first 3 rows as a quick check. Running the cell now. The output shows that the MovieLens ratings dataset contains 100,836 rows and 4 columns, user ID, movie ID, rating, and timestamp, capturing who rated which movie and when. The first 3 rows illustrate that user 1 gave a rating of 4.0 to 3 different movies, highlighting the structure used for building recommender systems by linking users to movie ratings. Now you have movie ratings data in a pandas data frame. Each row tells us what rating a user gave to a movie. The next step is to check data types and see if anything looks odd. Check basic info about our data. This displays columns, data types, and missing values. Running the cell now. This output shows the structure of our MovieLens ratings dataset, confirming it has 100,836 rows and 4 columns, user ID, movie ID, rating, and timestamp. Notably, all columns have complete data with no missing values, which is important for building reliable recommendation models. This initial data check helps us understand the dataset size and data types before diving deeper into analysis. There are no missing values, so we do not need to clean the data right now. Let us find out how many different users and movies are in the dataset. Let us look at the unique users and movies. We count the unique user IDs. We count the unique movie IDs. Printing this shows the scale of our problem. Running the cell now. This output shows that the MovieLens dataset includes ratings from 610 different users and covers 9,724 unique movies. Noticing the large number of movies compared to users highlights the dataset scale and diversity, which is important for building recommender systems that can personalize suggestions across many options. This step helps us understand the scope of our data before diving into modeling. A recommender must work for thousands of users and movies in real life, just like this. Let us define what we mean by a recommendation system, so you understand the intent. What is a recommendation system? A recommendation system is a tool that suggests items, like movies or products, to users based on their interests. There are two main types, content-based and collaborative filtering. We will start with collaborative filtering because it uses patterns of ratings from many users. This is like finding users who are similar to you and learning what they liked. Running the cell now. Many companies use collaborative filtering for personal suggestions. The goal here is to see how each user rates movies on average. Some users rate strictly, some generously. Let us find the average rating given by each user. We group the ratings by user ID and then calculate the mean for each user. Printing the first few means helps us grasp the differences in user habits. Running the cell now. Here, we see the average rating each user has given across all items, showing variation in users' rating tendencies. This step helps us understand individual user preferences, which is crucial for collaborative filtering, as it compares users based on their rating behavior to find similarities and make personalized recommendations. Some users may like almost everything, while others are selective. Knowing this is helpful for honest recommendations. Now, let us see which movies are rated most often and what their average ratings are. Let us explore ratings for a specific movie. We group by movie ID and calculate both the number of ratings and the mean rating. Sorting by the count shows us which movies are most popular. Running the cell now. Here, we see the top 5 movies sorted by the number of ratings they received, along with their average ratings. Notice how the count column shows how popular a movie is based on user feedback, while this mean rating gives us insight into general user satisfaction. This helps us understand which movies have enough data to make reliable recommendations in a collaborative filtering system. A few movies often get many ratings simply because they are well known or trending. A core part of collaborative filtering is making a giant table, where each row is a user and each column is a movie. Create a user movie rating matrix. We use pivot_table to make a matrix, user IDs on rows, movie IDs on columns. The shape tells us how large the matrix is. We view the first 3 rows for a quick check. Running the cell now. Here, we created a user movie rating matrix with 610 users and 9,724 movies, shown by the shape. Notice the matrix is very sparse, most users have rated only a few movies, leading to many nans. This layout sets the stage for collaborative filtering, where we identify similar users based on overlapping ratings to recommend movies. Most cells will be empty, as nan, because users do not rate every movie. Visualizing the data helps us see how users rate movies overall. Visualize the distribution of ratings. Import the matplotlib library's pyplot interface for plotting graphs. Import the Seaborn library for creating statistical graphics. Create a histogram of the rating column in the data frame with 10 bins and a kernel density estimate overlaid. Label the x-axis as a rating value to indicate what the horizontal axis represents. Add a title to the plot for better understanding of the graph's purpose. Display the plot on the screen. Running the cell now. This histogram shows the distribution of movie ratings in our dataset, with most ratings clustered around the middle values. Notice the shape reveals how often each rating was given, highlighting common preferences and sparseness in extremes. Understanding this rating pattern is key before building a collaborative filtering model, as it impacts how we identify similar users. You may notice more ratings at the higher scores, which is common for entertainment. Thinking like a computer, we can measure how similar two users are based on their ratings. Let us try user similarity, compute cosine similarity. We import a pairwise similarity tool from scikit-learn. Filling missing ratings with 0, we calculate cosine similarity. The shape tells us we have a square matrix, one row and column for each user. We print a small section to check the values. Running the cell now. This output shows the user similarity matrix we computed using cosine similarity on the rating data, resulting in a 610 by 610 matrix where each value measures how similar two users are based on their ratings. Notice the diagonal is all ones, indicating each user is perfectly similar to themselves, while off-diagonal values show varying degrees of similarity between different users. This matrix is key for collaborative filtering, as it helps us identify user neighbors whose preferences can inform personalized recommendations. Users with scores closer to 1 have very similar tastes, and low scores mean they like different things. Let us pick a user to make recommendations for, just like Netflix does for an individual viewer. Pick a random user to recommend movies for. We randomly select one user ID from our data. We print the user ID so you know who we are looking at. Running the cell now. Here, we randomly selected a user ID from the dataset to demonstrate how collaborative filtering focuses on personal preferences. Notice the output shows a single user ID. This will be the basis for finding similar users and recommending movies tailored to their taste. This step is key for illustrating how recommendations are personalized. Next, we will find users with similar tastes and recommend them something new. Now, let us take our picked user and find 5 people they are most similar to. We skip the user themselves. Find the most similar users to our target user. We get the target user's position in the matrix. We grab their similarity scores. We sort users from most to least similar, excluding our target. We print the IDs of the 5 most similar users. Running the cell now. Here, the code identifies the top 5 users who have the most similar rating patterns to our target user, excluding the user themselves. Noticing these user IDs helps us understand the core idea of collaborative filtering, recommending items based on preferences of like-minded users. This step is crucial because it sets the foundation for predicting what the target user might enjoy next. These are people the algorithm believes have similar taste in movies. Let us recommend new movies to our user. We look at what the similar users like that our user has not seen. Gather movies liked by similar users but not yet rated by our user. We find which movies the target user has already rated. We find ratings from similar users for movies the target user has not rated. We rank movies by their average rating among similar users. Printing the movie IDs gives our raw recommendations. Running the cell now. The output shows a list of movie IDs recommended for our user, based on highly rated movies from similar users that the user hasn't seen yet. Notice how the code filters out movies the user already rated and ranks the remaining ones by average rating from their peers. This demonstrates collaborative filtering's core idea, suggesting new items by leveraging the preferences of like-minded users. You now have a basic, personalized recommendation using only user patterns. For a real app, you would show movie titles instead of IDs. Try this mini project yourself. Enter a user ID and see movie suggestions instantly. Introduce the mini project, building recommendations for a different user. Prompt the user to input a user ID to get movie recommendations for. Find the index position of the entered user ID in the rating matrix. Retrieve similarity scores between the chosen user and all other users. Identify the top 5 most similar users to the chosen user, excluding the user themselves. Get the set of movies that the chosen user has already rated. Find movies rated by similar users that the chosen user has not seen. Calculate average ratings of these unseen movies and select the top 5 highest rated ones. Print the recommended movie IDs for the chosen user. Running the cell now. This output shows the top 5 movie IDs recommended for a specific user based on ratings from similar users. Notice how the code finds users with similar tastes and suggests movies they like that the target user hasn't seen yet. This connects directly to collaborative filtering's goal, leveraging patterns in user preferences to provide personalized recommendations. Experiment with different user IDs to compare recommendations. Tip: pause the video here and have fun investigating new users. Let us review the idea behind the demo you just saw. Behind the scenes, how does collaborative filtering work? These recommendations are based on what similar people preferred. In the real world, extra steps such as normalization, more advanced models, or using movie titles are common. But you have learned the core idea that powers many streaming websites. Running the cell now. Soon, you will be able to improve and personalize these suggestions even further. Seeing raw ID numbers is not user-friendly. Let us show actual movie titles next. Optional, map movie IDs back to titles for better user experience. We download the MovieLens Movies Dataset zip file from the internet. We fetch the content of the zip file using an HTTP GET request. We open the downloaded zip file as a zip archive in memory. We read the movies.csv file inside the zip archive into a data frame. We create a dictionary to map each movie ID to its corresponding movie title. We use the dictionary to find the titles for the recommended movie IDs. We print out the list of recommended movie titles for easy understanding. Running the cell now. This output shows the top movie recommendations translated from movie IDs into their actual titles, making the results easier to understand and more user-friendly. By mapping IDs to titles, we connect the algorithm's numeric recommendations back to real movies, illustrating the practical step needed to present collaborative filtering results meaningfully. This demonstrates how raw model outputs are refined for better user experience, tying into the lesson's focus on behind-the-scenes enhancements. Now your recommendations are easy to understand and share with friends or users. Pause here and experiment with the notebook. Your turn, experiment and share. Try changing parameters or recommend for different users. Can you come up with other ways to measure similarity? Try using correlation. Share your results or code improvements in the comments if you are on YouTube. Practice makes you more confident and creative. Running the cell now. We love seeing your project ideas. Keep going. Here is a bonus topic. Instead of comparing users, try finding similar movies. Advanced, try item-based collaborative filtering. Cosine similarity can also compare movies to other movies. The matrix shape shows size, one row and column for each movie. Running the cell now. This output shows the shape of the item similarity matrix, which is 9724 by 9724, meaning we have similarity scores between all 9724 items. Notice how transposing the rating matrix allowed us to compute similarity between items instead of users. Experimenting with this approach helps you understand different perspectives in collaborative filtering and invites you to try other similarity measures like correlation. Now you can build a people who watched this also like that engine, common in shopping and streaming. Let us quickly review what you learned. Wrap up, key points from this lesson. Recommendation systems use massive data to personalize your experience. Collaborative filtering suggests items based on patterns from many users. The MovieLens dataset is a hands-on, practical way to practice recommender logic in Python. There is much more to learn, but you now know the basics needed to build your own suggestions. Running the cell now. Keep exploring and building. You are already on your way to becoming a data mining pro. If you found this lesson useful, do not forget to subscribe for more. Subscribe for more Python and data lessons. Like this lesson? Subscribe to our YouTube channel and enable notifications. You will learn new skills every week. Running the cell now. Thank you for learning with us today.